nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mays.
Here.
Nikki.
Here.
Sarah.
Here.
Bradford.
Here.
Robertson.
Here.
Page.
Here.
Lemmings.
Here.
Bass.
Here.
For the agenda, I would entertain a motion to dispense with the audible reading of the transfers.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to dispense with audible reading of the transfers. We also, if anyone has an issue with the way I bulk this together, we can break it apart. We also need to add one resolution for the library board. So do I hear okay, let me go ahead and do the vote for the dispense. Dispense with audible readings and transfers. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the resolution for the library board, do I hear a motion and a second to add that?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second to add the resolution for the library board. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I guess that was the cleanest way to do that. Now we'll roll call the completed agenda as amended. Do I hear a motion and a second to accept the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to accept the amended agenda. Roll call vote.
Mays. Nikki.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Page.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
Who seconded that?
Who did second that?
Sarah. I did.
Mike.
Almost right. Mike Griffith.
Almost had a host of seconds. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes and financials.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes and financials. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? For judges' comments, I really appreciate the guys getting out and cleaning up from the storms. It was just a few days ago, it feels like we were pushing snow, and then we had trees down, and we've had floods, and we've had washouts, and it's been a terrible, terrible winter just all the way around, between frozen dirt that we can't do much with, to it being so wet we can't do much with it, and it's just been pretty bad. But hopefully we're getting there. Do we have any committees or boards that would like to address the court or elected officials? Or court, do you have any questions for any of the officials that are here?
Before you get the road, have you got any more grants coming through? Have we heard anything else on the grants for the road department?
We let the bids for the archtops on the Bricky project. We have 3 bridge projects that are pending. We got the next steps for all 3, so it looks like all 3 may be getting approved.
Good deal.
One of those being the Shirley Bridge, which that one, RDOT is like this close to condemning that bridge. And I don't know what we'll do. I'm like, it's the only way in, it's the only way out. And then they keep saying, well, there are other ways in and out. Look at a map. And I'm like, go look at it for real. That map is not accurate. That goes back to its original ownership, because part of the road is in the river now, and it's been gated, and it's going back to private property over on the Stone County side for more than 5 years, so it's an abandonment. So if we don't have the money to fix it, we don't have the money to fix it. So a grant's the only way we can get that one. So hopefully we'll get that.
Did I hear you say that they said there was another route in there?
The map looks like there is.
Yeah,
but there's
there
not.
used to be,
Yeah.
but there's nothing. It's washed out.
I need to go drive it.
And then I was going to ask you, the storm shelters for the transfer station and the road department, are those still in the works to be put in? Because we are on tornado season now.
We are. It's kind of one of those out of sight, out of mind things. We do have the pit that works really well over at Solid Waste. And as far as
Worst case scenario.
yeah,
jump in the
worst
pit.
case scenario, be better than be dead.
It had to be close, really close.
And
I see it coming.
with the lack of severance funds rolling in for roads, it is really tight in roads, like really tight. I've never encountered it this tight because the money's just not coming in. So we're having to really pick and choose what we spend money on.
I do have something.
Okay.
The employees that don't have county insurance get paid their 75%. payout. With this new insurance, I'm needing to know what total I'm supposed to use.
Okay, and I did see your email, and that's a complicated question.
Well, I went and talked to her about it. What was it
That what Maritime, whatever their name is, they charge us $257.76 a month. Now we show the monthly being $811.88 a month. The remaining of that goes into an account to pay the claims of the people that are on the insurance.
So it would be, what was it, the 257? Was that what it was?
$257.76.
So that's actually what comes out?
Yeah, that's what we pay to Maritime.
Right.
The remaining goes into our county account,
Yeah.
and
So I was thinking
that's
it
where
would
we
be
pay our claims from.
257, right? Isn't that what y'all?
Well, when we did it at budget time, that 818 was what they told us it would be. But we all know that we knew nothing of, I mean, we learned as much as we could in that process.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like 818 was what I thought it was going in. And I remember that was a little bit of a savings, I believe. Not a lot. I mean, it was pretty equivalent to what we were paying. So I guess I need to understand the difference in the 818 and the 257 better. So the 257 we pay to who? We pay to,
The insurance,
To
right?
the insurance company.
and then the difference in the 257 and the 818
Yeah.
goes into like the holding account.
The difference is still our money, we keep it, and then once the employees go to the doctor or their medications, we use that difference to pay their claims. And that the claims will come in once a week.
That's where we get the savings they thought we'd have at the end of the year, that for the other money.
But we also have that base that we have to pay. Wasn't there a base?
Once a year.
Okay, so what is the once a year base thing?
That we had to, like, the amount. What didn't we have to pay, like, a set amount? 100 and...
We had to put so much
Yes, we had to
money
put
in
so
the
much
account.
back. We had to,
Right.
Well, I know we had to pay them like 23 or 24,000, but there is an amount, and I think you spoke more to them than I did, that we have to, and we'll have to get built up in that account.
That's what... So we can't do the 800 because that's not going to build us up to the amount that we have to have. Additionally, do we need to have a budget meeting?
I think it is.
Sounds like it.
I think it's a pretty complicated question.
You'd also have to look at how many people are wanting to pay out and how many people
That's
are.
the thing, because you're going to have people
So in the
potentially
past, it was a very clear number. It was what we paid, and so we said that if you didn't take it, you got 75%. But there was no question in what the number was. Kind of thing.
Because it was all going at the same time, and this time it's going two
Yeah.
different places.
So now that we've completely changed the system,
Right.
that is, one of those things that didn't see coming, like what the real number is.
So it may even be a personnel policy committee meeting, because we can't do 75% of 200. Like, that's not...
No, I think it's something that we got to flush out pretty. I think it's a complicated question that we got to talk about. So, to Sarah's point, does it need to go to personnel first, or do we need to just go call a budget meeting? I mean,
So we got one employee who's been terminated or that
There's-
their money's correct? So it's not-
There is one employee who terminated their employment that I'm needing to get paid, whatever y'all decide.
So the rest of them not be to the end of the year, till
Right.
December.
right.
So if we make a decision on this here, whatever amount, if it comes up more, then we could,
Do the different.
because then we wouldn't have to deal with another meeting and.
Right.
Is there a period of time we have to pay them?
Normally, we just pay them on their last check.
do we see any reason why it wouldn't be okay to do the lesser amount and then make it up if that's, do you see what I'm, if that's the, if we decide to do the 800, then give them that at the end of the year?
Well, unless that employee that used to be employed throws a fit, I guess. I mean, because they want their money just like we would.
Question back to back.
Be paid out county
My
general.
question is,
The
Pam, the
257?
money that we're paying in.
Well, I don't know what you
insurance,
pay
Does
each
that-
time, but like,
Does that
let's
cover
just
the ones
say-
that don't have insurance? Or is that just normally paid out?
The
will that be paid out
270?
County general.
The 257?
Well, I don't know what you pay each time, but like, let's just say,
We really need to, if you don't mind, come up to the microphone and to the camera.
My question is like, if we have, say we have 3 employees, 2 of them's got insurance, but Bailey doesn't. Are you paying Bailey's money into that insurance fund? So that wouldn't be paid out of the insurance fund anyway. That would be paid out of whatever fund, like county general. I mean, I still think we need to do a set amount, but I don't think that's gonna come out of the
It wouldn't
one.
come out of
No.
our.
And we
health
put it in the
account.
budget to do it as we did
Yes.
before. So we're covered as far as, like, there's not a worry that we don't have the funds. It's just a matter of what's the formula now.
Right, but
Right.
y'all were saying that would come out of that 100.
No.
No, it won't. It'll come out of whatever fund that employee is paid out of.
Yes.
Roads, general.
And maybe look at it like a prorated amount when it did switch over, because I know I don't know when the insurance switched over to the different rate.
January.
Okay. And how long the employee had been here.
Yeah, that's the way we do it. Yeah, and she was here 3 months, so she would get 75% of whichever amount for the 3 months.
I don't know how we would decide.
Well, if we do amount, I mean, if we have a meeting and we have 6 of us there, we're going to spend more money than we would have
No, I agree. Yeah, no, you're right, Virgil.
for something like that, and
So-
then we can make it up the difference later.
If we wouldn't get in trouble if we're just paying the lower, or we just sit right here and we figure it out right now.
There's no reason why you would be in any kind of trouble.
No,
That's just-
it's
you're
up to
the quorum
y'all.
court. You're the policy. So if that's what you say do, that's what you do.
I'd rather do that than have 2 personnel policy meeting and a budget meeting.
I agree.
I say
Do I hear a motion that we pay the lower amount?
would it be 75% of the lower amount?
75% of the lower amount.
For now, yeah.
Second.
Okay. And it'll be addressed later. So motion and a second to pay the 75% of the lower amount. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
But I do have one more question for Pam. Pam, is this switching this insurance, it has caused you more of a headache? Is that correct?
A whole lot more.
I didn't know if any of y'all realized that. She
No,
has
but it should
taken
get
on-
easier as
Yeah, that's what I was
you being
gonna-
all new and everything, learning it.
I
Well-
hope so.
And then we had a rep that helped us a lot because she was local and helped us a lot more with that.
But Virgil, if you remember when they were here talking, Pam specifically asked them, will this cause me more? And they said, no, it won't. Well, it has.
They told me
Yes.
that it would be less work on my office. But now this is like 90% of our job.
Right.
Really?
Keeping up with all this insurance.
Didn't you just
stuff.
recently take 3 months worth of doctor bills hit at one time for her to sort through?
Yeah.
It was rough. Still rough.
Wow.
I
So-
hope it gets
Well,
better.
let's hope we come out with lots of
Yeah.
money at the end of the year from this thing, and it'll all balance out. I'll feel better about it
It's
then.
incurred
Okay.
more problems.
Okay. So let's
So he wants to finish that one.
get out of the weeds. As far as who can we ask about those problems, that Pam can talk, or Misty, either one can talk to the insurance company, the provider.
And I have spoke to him before. We ended up getting a new girl that helps us every day, which is a lot better than the last one we had. But I mean, what are they going to do? we're already in it, and
Right.
we already have the work, so.
So,
And I don't mind more work, I just hope it's worth it.
so
Me too.
you guys had discussed committees, and I am ready to reestablish committees. I was trying to wait until we at least had one appointee, and we do. So I know that Becky and Esther have expressed interest in being on the budget committee, and I have no problem with that. And that would fill the budget committee. Are there any other committee changes that any of you guys would like to see? Because this will be.
Who would they be replacing? Mary
And you've
and,
got personnel policy, and that's the last one, isn't it?
no, on the budget committee, who would they be?
That would be it, wouldn't it?
We're replacing Mary and John Bradford.
Did you say Becky and Esther?
Becky and Esther. But of course, that'll be in a form of a resolution next month. And then personnel policy, we lost Mary, and I was going to ask Sarah if she would share that.
Sure.
Thank you. And I'll let you decide on another committee member just sometime in the next month. Sound like a winner? And then also, since we're all gathered together and I can't poll you guys legally, I would like to have as many of you sponsor a resolution for next time as possible, because I'm on the Arkansas 250 Commission, the state commission. And I was the appointee from the Association of Arkansas Counties onto that commission. And we're going to be celebrating America's 250th birthday, July 4th of 2026. And we'll have a resolution to acknowledge that and start getting things underway. I would love it if all of you guys would be a sponsor on that. Perfect, thank you. Okay. Any other discussion with department heads or general discussion? Moving on to new business. Our first ordinance is sponsored by Virgil Lemmings.
Be enacted by the Quorum Court, County of Van Buren, the State of Arkansas, appropriation ordinance to be entitled Appropriation Ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2024-54, the annual operating budget for 2025, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $7,000 into various county project budgets, number 1000-804. Whereas a grant has been awarded to the Already community by the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, Division of Rural Services, in the amount of $7,000. And whereas these monies were appropriated in the 2024 budget by ordinance 2024-50, but were not spent. And whereas these funds need to be appropriated into the 2025 budget. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that Section 1, $7,000 be appropriated into number 1000-804-3199 for the Already Community Grant. I move that we approve as written.
Second.
Motion is second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mays? Nikki?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Bradford?
Yes.
Robertson?
Yes.
Page? Lemmings?
Yes.
Bass?
Yes.
O 2025-12.
Thank you. Our next ordinance is sponsored by Esther.
Be enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance number 2024-54, the annual operating budget for 2025, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $96,564.65 into the Senior Center AEDC grant, fund number 3513-103-4004. Whereas the grant has been awarded to the Van Buren County Senior Center, Clinton Senior Center, by White River Area Agency in 2022 and continues in 2025. And whereas the 2025 monies will need to be appropriated in the amount of $96,564.65 to be able to pay invoices due for the grant. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that Section 1, $96,564.65 be appropriated to number 3513-103-4004 machinery, equipment other than vehicles for the Van Buren County Senior Center grant. I move for its adoption.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
I have a question. If this senior citizen, if it by chance gets taken over by another entity, the people that take over still have to abide by the same rules of using this money?
Yes. Good question. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mays. Yes. Nikki.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Page.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
O 2025-13.
Thank you. Our next ordinance is sponsored by Bailey.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance number 2024-54, the annual operating budget for 2025, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $22,613.43 into the Drug Task Force budget on number 1000-120. Whereas Van Buren County received a check on January 8th, 2025 for $62,162.89 from the 20th Judicial District DTF grant account for rent of office space and related costs of the Van Buren County DTF position. And whereas the DTF has remodeled their office space, $22,613.43 will need to be appropriated to cover the costs. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the Van Buren County, Arkansas, that Section 1, $7,260 will be appropriated into number 1,420-4002 building improvements, $5,300.11 into number 1,000-420-2020 building materials / supplies, and $69.29 into number 1,000-420-2023 parts / repairs, $9,984.03 into number 1,420-2002 small equipment. I move we approve as written.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
Question, where's the rest of the money going? Do we have that something else for the rest of it? And you got 22,000 of it, still got 42 left, or 40,000 left. Is that coming up or something?
Oh, it's a gift to you, Verge.
Yeah.
It's County General.
This is state money that was
Yeah.
given to reimburse the counties for what it seems that the counties, whether it's free office space, here's a desk you can use. What we determined that the three counties contribute to the 20th DTF. So the governor and some legislators had approached the board of DTF commanders last year. I see Wesley's in here. And wanted to reimburse and for the state to start taking on some of that load. So that's what this money is.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not from y'all's original.
Good discussion. Good questions. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mays. Yes. Nikki.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Page.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
O 2025-14.
Thank you. And per our procedural ordinance, resolutions are read by title only. So,
We've got one more ordinance.
do we have an ordinance?
Budget cleanup.
Budget cleanup.
If you need mine up.
That's okay. Our next ordinance then is sponsored by Nikki Brown.
I think
No, she had the
John's got.
resolution.
Yeah,
I
I've
have
got the
mine.
resolution. John's
My
got the
bad,
cleanup.
my bad.
Who?
I mean, sorry. Mike. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know.
Where that came from?
I need to go back to bed, I think. Sponsored by Mike. That's it.
Okay. Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Van of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to close and clean up the 2024 budget by transfers. Whereas there are no appropriations needed to clean up the 2024 budgets, and whereas each budget will be cleaned up by transfers within each fund, now therefore be it ordained and enacted by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, the 2024 budgets will be closed and all cleanup will be done by transfers. I move we accept this as written.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
So we're not gonna have to pull any out of county general to clean it. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Well, I've never written an ordinance like this.
I've been here a long time, and I've never seen that. Usually we have to take out a county general.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote.
Mays.
Yes.
Nikki.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Page.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
O 2025-15.
Thank you. Now, on to that resolution I tried to jump the gun on.
Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution to confirm the appointment of a member to the Van Buren County Library Board. Whereas the Van Buren County Quorum Court has a responsibility and legal obligation to approve and confirm the appointments of members to the Van Buren County Library Board. And whereas there is a need to confirm the appointment of Catherine Eisenhower to the Van Buren County Library Board, this appointment to replace Joy Hawk and will expire December 2025. Therefore, it be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that the Quorum Court of Van Buren County hereby confirms the appointment of Catherine Eisenhower to the Van Buren County Library Board. I move we approve as written.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt this resolution. Any discussion? All in favor of approval signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, Katie Eisenhower, or Catherine Eisenhower. Do I hear a motion to approve the transfers? Oh,
Oh,
my
I'm
bad.
sorry. 02. R 2025-02.
I move to approve the transfers.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt the transfers. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any public comments? I have one comment before we close. We're back under a red flag warning tomorrow, so do not burn, don't throw cigarettes out, don't cause a spark. Our firemen have been working themselves to death. We've lost a lot of acreage. We had a lot of fires. The wind's supposed to be rough again tomorrow, so I'm ready for it to go out like a lamb. Any more discussion? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any opposed?